Hello everyone, chào các bạn và welcome back to English Flow Story. Hôm nay mình có một câu chuyện rất exciting muốn share với các bạn, đó là chuyến solo trip đầu tiên của mình đến Đà Lạt. This trip changed my life in many ways. Nếu các bạn đang plan một chuyến du lịch hoặc đơn giản là yêu thích traveling thì don't skip this video nha. Các bạn sẽ học được rất nhiều từ vựng tiếng Anh useful về travel, accommodation, transportation và tourist attractions. Let's explore together. Ok các bạn, vậy thì hôm nay chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau go on a journey đến Đà Lạt, thành phố ngàn hoa xinh đẹp của Việt Nam. Đây là câu chuyện về first solo trip của tôi với rất nhiều adventures, unexpected moments và unforgettable memories. Như thường lệ nhé, các bạn sẽ được nghe bản tiếng Việt có sang tiếng Anh trước, sau đó là bản 100% English để practice listening comprehension. Các bạn có thể prepare một cuốn notebook để take notes, những từ vựng hay về travel nhé. Are you ready to explore Đà Lạt with me? Alright, let's get started with this adventure. Tôi còn nhớ như in cảm giác nervous mixed with excitement khi tôi quyết định book một chuyến solo trip đến Đà Lạt. Đây là lần đầu tiên tôi travel alone, không có family hay friends đi cùng. Tôi đã save money trong suốt 6 tháng để có thể make this trip happen. 2 tuần trước khi depart, tôi bắt đầu research về Đà Lạt một cách kỹ lưỡng. Tôi check các travel blogs, watch YouTube videos và read reviews trên TripAdvisor. Tôi make a list những places mình muốn visit: LệCH, Valley of Love, Crazy House, Coffee Plantations và những hidden gems mà locals recommend. Tôi book một round trip bus ticket từ Sài Gòn đến Đà Lạt. The journey would take khoảng 7 tiếng. Tôi cũng reserve một cozy homestay gần chợ Đà Lạt với reasonable price và good reviews. Accommodation sorted, check. Ngày trước khi leave, tôi pack my backpack thật cẩn thận. Tôi bring warm clothes vì Đà Lạt có cool weather, comfortable shoes for walking, camera để capture memories, portable charger, travel guide book và một số essential items như toiletries và first aid kit. Tôi double check my booking confirmation ID card và cash. Buổi sáng, hôm departure, tôi wake up lúc 5 giờ sáng. Tôi catch a taxi đến bus station. The terminal was crowded với travelers và tourists. Tôi find my bus và grab a window seat. Khi the bus started moving, tôi feel a surge of freedom và adventure. This is it! I'm really doing this! Tôi nghĩ thầm. The bus ride was comfortable. Tôi spend time listening to music, reading và watching the scenery change to the busy city đến peaceful countryside và cuối cùng là mountainous terrain. Càng lên cao, weather càng cool hơn. Tôi có thể see pine trees everywhere, the signature of Đà Lạt. Chúng tôi arrive tại Đà Lạt vào khoảng 2 giờ chiều. Stepping off the bus, tôi immediately feel the fresh, cool air. The temperature was perfect. Không quá nóng, không quá lạnh. Tôi take a deep breath và smile. Welcome to Đà Lạt. Một tấm biển lớn chào đón du khách. Tôi use a ride-hailing app để đến homestay. The driver was friendly và gave me some local tips về những places nên visit và những món ăn must try. Khi tôi arrive at the homestay, the host cô Mai welcome tôi rất warm. You're traveling alone, that's brave, cô ấy nói. Cô ấy show me around my private room với balcony overlooking the garden, shared kitchen, living room và bathroom. The place was clean, comfortable và exactly như trong pictures. Sau khi settle in và freshen up, tôi decide đi explore khu vực xung quanh. Tôi walk đến CHUYòng Lake, chỉ cách homestay khoảng 15 phút đi bộ. The lake was beautiful với swan boats floating peacefully, couples walking hand in hand, và street vendors selling roasted sweet potatoes và corn. Tôi rent a bike và cycle around the lake, enjoying the scenic view và cool breeze. Evening đến, tôi head to the night market gần chợ Đà Lạt. The market was bustling with locals và tourists. Tôi wander through the stalls, checking out souvenirs, local handicrafts, warm clothes và fresh flowers. Đà Lạt is famous for strawberries, artichokes và flowers. Và tôi có thể see them everywhere. Tôi buy một hộp strawberries fresh và juicy để ăn ngay. Về phần food, tôi couldn't resist trying local specialties. Tôi order một tô bánh canh nóng hổi tại một street food stall. The soup was delicious và warming, perfect cho cool weather. Sau đó tôi try grilled rice paper với egg và dried beef một món street food rất popular ở Đà Lạt. This is amazing, tôi nghĩ trong khi enjoying every bite. Ngày thứ hai, tôi wake up early để join a guided tour đến những attractions xa trung tâm. Tôi had booked this tour online trước. The tour group gồm khoảng 10 người từ different places. Our tour guide, anh Tùng, was knowledgeable và funny, making the trip more enjoyable. First stop là Daytanla Waterfall. Chúng tôi có option để walk down hoặc take the Alpine Coaster, một roller coaster nhỏ chạy xuống thác. Tôi choose the coaster vì nó look fun và adventurous. The ride was thrilling. Ở dưới thác, the view was breathtaking. Water cascading down the rocks, mist everywhere, và the sound of nature. Tôi take tons of photos. Next, chúng tôi visit một coffee plantation. Đà Lạt is one of the major coffee growing regions in Vietnam. The owner explained về coffee production process, từ planting, harvesting, roasting đến brewing. Chúng tôi được sample different types of coffee. Tôi buy một package of roasted coffee beans để bring home as a souvenir. Lunch break was at a local restaurant. Chúng tôi enjoy traditional Vietnamese dishes while chatting và getting to know each other. Tôi make friends với một couple từ Hà Nội và một solo traveler từ Đức. We exchange contact information và promise to keep in touch. Buổi chiều, chúng tôi visit Crazy House, một architectural wonder designed by architect Việt Nghe. The building looks like something từ a fairy tale với winding staircases, animal-shaped rooms và unexpected corners. This place is surreal. Everyone trong group đều amazed. Chúng tôi spend một tiếng exploring và taking countless photos. Last stop của tour là CHUYών N Lake, nằm trong một valley surrounded by pine forests. The scenery was so peaceful và picturesque. Chúng tôi take a short boat ride trên lake. The sun was setting, painting the sky with beautiful shades of orange và pink. This is the perfect ending to a perfect day, tôi nghĩ. Tối hôm đó, back at the homestay, tôi meet other guests trong living room. Chúng tôi share travel stories, exchange tips và recommend places. Một couple từ Australia told me về một hidden cafe với stunning view mà not many tourists know about. Tôi note it down trong my travel journal. Ngày thứ ba là ngày cuối cùng ở Đà Lạt. Tôi decide to have a slow, relaxing day. Buổi sáng, tôi visit the hidden cafe mà Australian couple recommended. Tên cafe là Memory Coffee, located trên một hillside. The cafe had panoramic views của thành phố Đà Lạt. Tôi order một ly cappuccino và sit by the window, simply enjoying the view và reflecting on my trip. Sau đó tôi go to Đà Lạt Market để buy some last minute souvenirs, dried strawberries, artichoke tea, local jams và handmade postcards. Tôi haggle một chút với vendors, một experience rất interesting và fun. You drive a hard bargain, một vendor nói với tôi while laughing. Lunch, tôi treat myself tại một nice restaurant với garden setting. Tôi order grilled pork với broken rice và spring rolls. The food presentation was beautiful but taste was excellent. Tôi take my time, không rush, simply savoring every moment. Buổi chiều, tôi return to the homestay để pack up. Cô Mai offer tôi một cup of homemade artichoke tea. Chúng tôi sit trong garden và chat về trip của tôi. You seem different from when you first arrived, more confident, more peaceful, cô ấy observe. Và thật sự cô ấy đúng. This solo trip taught me so much về independence, self-discovery và appreciating the present moment. The bus back to Saigon depart lúc 5 giờ chiều. Sitting on the bus, tôi look out the window as Đà Lạt slowly disappear behind mountains. Tôi feel grateful cho wonderful experience này. Tôi made new friends, tried new things, stepped out of my comfort zone và most importantly learned rằng tôi có thể rely on myself. Trên đường về, tôi browse through photos trong camera. Smiling faces, beautiful landscapes, memorable places. Each photo tells a story. Tôi realize rằng traveling solo không lonely như nhiều người nghĩ. Thật ra, it's liberating, empowering và incredibly rewarding. Tối hôm đó, khi arrive back in Saigon, tôi already start planning my next adventure. Đà Lạt was just the beginning. The world is big và there are so many places to explore, cultures to experience và stories to collect. I still clearly remember the feeling of nervousness mixed with excitement when I decided to book a solo trip to Đà Lạt. This was the first time I was traveling alone without family or friends accompanying me. I had saved money for 6 whole months to be able to make this trip happen. 2 weeks before departing, I started researching Đà Lạt thoroughly. I checked travel blogs, watched YouTube videos, and read reviews on TripAdvisor. I made a list of places I wanted to visit: Xuân, Hoang Lake, Valley of Love, Crazy House, coffee plantations, and hidden gems that locals recommended. I booked a round-trip bus ticket from Saigon to Đà Lạt. The journey would take about 7 hours. I also reserved a cozy homestay near Đà Lạt market with a reasonable price and good reviews. Accommodation sorted, check. The day before leaving, I packed my backpack carefully. I brought warm clothes because Đà Lạt has cool weather, comfortable shoes for walking, a camera to capture memories, a portable charger, a travel guidebook, and some essential items like toiletries and a first aid kit. I double-checked my booking, confirmation, ID card, and cash. On the morning of departure, I woke up at 5 a.m. I caught a taxi to the bus station. The terminal was crowded with travelers and tourists. I found my bus and grabbed a window seat. When the bus started moving, I felt a surge of freedom and adventure. This is it! I'm really doing this! I thought to myself. The bus ride was comfortable. I spent time listening to music, reading, and watching the scenery change from the busy city to peaceful countryside, and finally to mountainous terrain. The higher we went, the cooler the weather became. I could see pine trees everywhere, the signature of Đà Lạt. We arrived in Đà Lạt around 2 p.m. Stepping off the bus, I immediately felt the fresh, cool air. The temperature was perfect, not too hot, not too cold. I took a deep breath and smiled. Welcome to Đà Lạt, a large sign, welcome tourists. I used a ride-hailing app to get to the homestay. The driver was friendly and gave me some local tips about places to visit and must-try foods. When I arrived at the homestay, the host, Miss Mai, welcomed me very warmly. "You're traveling alone? That's brave," she said. She showed me around my private room with a balcony overlooking the garden, shared kitchen, living room, and bathroom. The place was clean, comfortable, and exactly like in the pictures. After settling in and freshening up, I decided to explore the surrounding area. I walked to Hoang Lake, only about 15 minutes on foot from the homestay. The lake was beautiful with swan boats floating peacefully, couples walking hand in hand, and street vendors selling roasted sweet potatoes and corn. I rented a bike and cycled around the lake, enjoying the scenic view and cool breeze. Evening came. I headed to the night market near Đà Lạt market. The market was bustling with locals and tourists. I wandered through the stalls, checking out souvenirs, local handicrafts, warm clothes, and fresh flowers. Đà Lạt is famous for strawberries, artichokes, and flowers, and I could see them everywhere. I bought a box of fresh and juicy strawberries to eat right away. As for food, I couldn't resist trying local specialties. I ordered a hot bowl of bằng at a street food stall. The soup was delicious and warming, perfect for the cool weather. Then I tried grilled rice paper with egg and dried beef, a very popular street food in Đà Lạt. This is amazing, I thought while enjoying every bite. On the second day, I woke up early to join a guided tour to attractions far from the city center. I had booked this tour online beforehand. The tour group consisted of about 10 people from different places. Our tour guide, Mr. TRޮNG, was knowledgeable and funny, making the trip more enjoyable. The first stop was Datala Waterfall. We had the option to walk down or take the Alpine coaster, a small roller coaster running down to the waterfall. I chose the coaster because it looked fun and adventurous. The ride was thrilling. At the bottom of the waterfall, the view was breathtaking. Water cascading down the rocks, mist everywhere, and the sound of nature. I took tons of photos. Next, we visited a coffee plantation. Đà Lạt is one of the major coffee growing regions in Vietnam. The owner explained the coffee production process from planting, harvesting, roasting to brewing. We sampled different types of coffee. I bought a package of roasted coffee beans to bring home as a souvenir. Lunch break was at a local restaurant. We enjoyed traditional Vietnamese dishes while chatting and getting to know each other. I made friends with a couple from Hanoi and a solo traveler from Germany. We exchanged contact information and promised to keep in touch. In the afternoon, we visited Crazy House, an architectural wonder designed by architect Đang Viet Nam. The building looks like something from a fairy tale with winding staircases, animal-shaped rooms, and unexpected corners. This place is surreal. Everyone in the group was amazed. We spent an hour exploring and taking countless photos. The last stop of the tour was Luyện Nghe Lake, located in a valley surrounded by pine forests. The scenery was so peaceful and picturesque. We took a short boat ride on the lake. The sun was setting, painting the sky with beautiful shades of orange and pink. This is the perfect ending to a perfect day, I thought. That evening, back at the homestay, I met other guests in the living room. We shared travel stories, exchanged tips, and recommended places. A couple from Australia told me about a hidden cafe with a stunning view that not many tourists know about. I noted it down in my travel journal. The third day was my last day in Đà Lạt. I decided to have a slow, relaxing day. In the morning, I visited the hidden cafe the Australian couple recommended. The cafe was called Memory Coffee. Located on a hillside, the cafe had panoramic views of Đà Lạt city. I ordered a cappuccino and sat by the window, simply enjoying the view and reflecting on my trip. Later, I went to Đà Lạt market to buy some last-minute souvenirs, dried strawberries, artichoke tea, local jams, and handmade postcards. I haggled a bit with the vendors, a very interesting and fun experience. You drive a hard bargain, one vendor said to me while laughing. For lunch, I treated myself at a nice restaurant with a garden setting. I ordered grilled pork with broken rice and spring rolls. The food presentation was beautiful and the taste was excellent. I took my time, didn't rush, simply savoring every moment. In the afternoon, I returned to the homestay to pack up. Miss Mai offered me a cup of homemade artichoke tea. We sat in the garden and chatted about my trip. You seem different from when you first arrived, more confident, more peaceful, she observed. And truly, she was right. This solo trip taught me so much about independence, self-discovery, and appreciating the present moment. The bus back to Saigon departed at 5 p.m. Sitting on the bus, I looked out the window as Đà Lạt slowly disappeared behind mountains. I felt grateful for this wonderful experience. I made new friends, tried new things, stepped out of my comfort zone, and most importantly, learned that I could rely on myself. On the way back, I browsed through photos in my camera, smiling faces, beautiful landscapes, memorable places. Each photo tells a story. I realized that traveling solo isn't lonely as many people think. Actually, it's liberating, empowering, and incredibly rewarding. That evening, when I arrived back in Saigon, I was already starting to plan my next adventure. Đà Lạt was just the beginning. The world is big and there are so many places to explore, cultures to experience, and stories to collect. Vậy là chúng ta đã kết thúc chuyến journey đến Đà Lạt rồi. Qua câu chuyện này, tôi hy vọng các bạn không chỉ học được rất nhiều từ vựng practical về travel, mà còn cảm nhận được rằng đôi khi những chuyến đi một mình lại mang đến cho chúng ta những trải nghiệm valuable nhất. Traveling solo không có nghĩa là lonely. Thật ra, đó là cơ hội để chúng ta discover ourselves, build confidence và learn to be independent. Mỗi chuyến đi đều teach us something new về bản thân mình, về cuộc sống và về thế giới around us. Nếu các bạn thấy câu chuyện này inspiring và các từ vựng helpful, đừng quên smash that like button và subscribe English Flow Story để không miss những adventures tiếp theo nhé. Bật chuông notification để là người đầu tiên receive video mới mỗi tuần. Hãy comment bên dưới cho tôi biết các bạn đã từng đi du lịch một mình chưa? Experience như thế nào? Destination nào các bạn muốn explore tiếp theo? Chủ đề gì các bạn muốn learn English through stories, shopping, family, festival hay health, fitness? Share video này với những friends đang plan a trip hoặc đang học tiếng Anh nhé. Mỗi share đều help kênh grow và motivate tôi tạo more quality content cho các bạn. Remember các bạn, the world is a book and those who do not travel read only one page. Và trong hành trình học tiếng Anh cũng vậy, practice makes perfect. Đừng ngại speaking, đừng sợ making mistakes. Mỗi ngày một chút các bạn sẽ see the progress. Keep exploring, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you so much for joining me on this Đà Lạt adventure. I hope this story inspired you to take that trip you've been dreaming about, or at least to continue your English learning journey with more confidence. Take care, stay curious, and see you in the next story. Goodbye and safe travels wherever you go.